And so when we find ourselves rebelling, right, and we can identify that we're rebelling, we could also use the technique of what entities or what spirits are we operating under, which will help us relieve ourselves from operating under these entities or spirits, right? Because we'll be able to identify that they are spirits that are not of our highest good. And the way that we do that is through reflecting, taking a look at what it is that we're doing and how is it affecting us and what benefits is it bringing us, if any, or if not, what consequences are they bringing into us, into our lives and the people around us, right? Because when we are operating through the lower realms at a lower frequency, which means that we're operating under most likely the seven deadly sins or like conjugates of those, right? We can determine then what spirits we're operating under, and we can successfully choose a different path by starving them out. The way that we can go ahead and detach from any type of negative spirits is through one awareness, whether it's through like that we're operating under them or other people are operating under them. Because at some point in our life, we all are going to have to go through this, right? It's not something that anybody's exempt from, or that we're just like, oh my God, I'm perfect. I don't do lower realm stuff. No. In order for us to be able to gain the experience of what it is to be operating at a lower frequency, we have to experience operating through negative spirits. Without darkness, there's no light. Without good, there's no bad. That's why we need balance, right? And so the purpose of me coming up here is to bring awareness into it, because of the false programming, we think that we just have to be perfect. No, we don't. We need to have balance, right? We're aware that the negative spirits, entities exist, and that at some point we are operating through them. And then our goal is to go ahead and and identify them and detach from them by starving them out, literally. That's why it's important that we detach from the programming, because the only way that we're going to be able to successfully detach and recover from these type of experiences where it's usually a negative impact, it has an imprint in our vessel. Like we will be able to see physically that we're operating under negative spirits. The reason being why, well, we're probably going to look older than our age. We're probably going to manifest some type of illnesses while we're operating at those lower frequencies, right? On that lower realms or our bodies, at our lower chakras, right? We are going to manifest that into our existence through sometimes physical health, our appearance, because it all starts in the spirit and then it manifests into our reality. And the way that it manifests into our reality is through, at this point, through spirits of the lower realms, is through our physical vessel, right? So that's why there's so many diseases nowadays, because most of us, a lot of us, go ahead and operate under these negative dark entities that we don't even know that we're operating under them. And so it manifests into our physical vessel. And then the solution for that would be to go ahead and identify that we are operating under these negative spirits, right? And to literally cast them out by not engaging with them, starving them out. It's really simple. But to do that, you have to also like not engage with it at all. So if you have people around you that are operating under those spirits and you engage with them, then that gives them an access point to go ahead and attach to you again. And that's why it's important that we heal, because once we go ahead and we heal whatever wound we had that allowed this spirit to attach to us, then that spirit won't be able to attach to us again. because there won't be an access point. They need to have an access point in order for it to happen. And when I speak about spirit, I'm speaking about the demonic spirits, like the diabolical shit. You get what I'm saying? Like the negative ones, like jealousy, hate, envy, greed, all those negative ones. And so you remove them from your vessel by starving them out. The same way is like with addictions. Like when you go to, like when you are in active addiction, the solution is for you to stop using drugs. You start to starve it out. The same way here. But is usually deeper, right? So there has to be a wound that you are not addressing at a spiritual level, which is the first reason why it was able to attach itself to you. So you have to do the healing work so that you can identify what issues it was. And once you do the healing work, right, as you're doing the healing work and you're starving the whatever entity it is, whether it's jealousy, envy, hate, greed, because we don't look at these things like something big, right? We're just like, oh, I'm just a little jealous, or I'm just a little envious, or and I have seen cases of people that, like, from jealousy and greed, they have ruined their entire life because those spirits go ahead and they bring on their friends over, right? And they go ahead and they have a whole party inside your vessel. And some people don't even realize that they're consumed by these spirits, by these entities, and then they get overtaken by these spirits and by these entities, and they go ahead and do crazy things that can even land them, like in physical prison. Not only are you in spiritual prison when you are consumed by these entities, then that will also manifest into the reality, into you going into physical prison. Which is why it's important that at a spiritual level, we all heal, because anything that happens, everything starts in the spirit and then it manifests into our reality here. So if we have the spiritual realm under control and we have it clean and pure, or we're working on it, then our physical reality will be much better, because we have taken care of the first one, that's the most important, the spiritual realm. And not only that, this will alleviate so many diseases that are happening right now, because anything that starts in the spirit has to manifest into the reality. And so if you have goodness inside of you, if you have prosperity, abundance, a good mindset, right? That's going to manifest into your reality as in wealth, abundance, like, health. You're healthy, you're vibrant, you have energy, you have vitality, you're able to create. But if at the spirit level, you're consumed by greed, jealousy, envy, hate, then that's also going to manifest into into your reality, into your physical vessel with, a heart attack, or pain in your bones, things like that. That's just the reality of what it is. That's why a couple months ago I was talking about how everything starts in the spirit, and if we treat the spirit first, it will help. Like, it will prevent so many diseases and even cure some diseases, because we are able to heal ourselves through healing, like through doing the healing work, where you go ahead and you take care of your wounds, like your childhood wounds and all that thing that happened to you, and you take care of your vessel and watch what you eat. You are literally healing yourself and curing whatever diseases you have inside of you, just by choosing to do something at a spiritual level. And this has nothing to do with religion. It's just a way of living, a healthier lifestyle, where you choose to be intentional about what you consume, not only through your mouth, but through your eyes, through your ears, right? What are you giving your energy to? So I hope this helps someone.